Hey, welcome back to my channel. So I've been doing a super deep dive into the case of missing 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan, aka Monkey. Monkey was last seen around his home in Fruitland, Idaho on July 27th, 2021 between 6:40 p.m. and 7 p.m. 4 suspects have been named by law enforcement in Monkey's disappearance. Those 4 suspects are Brandon Shurtliff, Adrian Lucen, Sarah Wondra, and her husband, Stacey Wondra. Stacey decided to make his YouTube debut on Crime, Lines, and Lies channel with Brooks in January 2024. I have watched this interview almost 3 full times now, and each time I've watched, this short clip has stuck out to me. Now, this might be absolutely nothing, or it could be Stacey letting out a little slip. I'm going to play the entire clip in full, and then I'm going to play it again, but just the major part that caught my attention the most. And then I'll be back. Let's do this. Roll the clip.
All right. Well, Arizona and 8th Street is only a few hundred feet from the area where Michael was last seen.
No, it's probably like, I don't know, like a tenth of a mile. But even still, I don't know how or why he would even be seen in our neighborhood when he lives completely on the other side of the subdivision. So I don't, or the other side of it in a different neighborhood. He doesn't even live in the subdivision. From what I understand, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you told me where the Vaughan family lives. Let's look at 8th in Arizona.
Yep, 8th in Arizona. 8th. So you see where the Vaughan family picture, this says Vaughan's family home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the housing that's below that, you see before the patch of the gray pasture right there. So all the housing that's before that, in between the gray pasture and the Vaughan family home. So that's 8th Street right there. That little road that goes, you see there's one road going straight down that connects all the way to the green pasture at the end on the left. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, so you literally, so Arizona is that road that is right after all those houses on the left.
Well, where were you coming from that you had to put in power steering fluid?
Outside of the subdivision. So we exited our subdivision and pulled off. You see that entrance on the right? So right across from the green pasture, right? On the big piece of green pasture on the left side of I don't know if you see it the same way I do, but the only big green, dark green pasture that's right there on the left. Okay, that road right there that divides the housing on where it says searching and the road, and then there's that green pasture. So that little road right there, you pull out of the subdivision. We literally pulled off to the side of the road, right there at the corner. There's like a stop sign at that road, and we pulled off before the stop sign.
Now, what were Sarah and Brandon doing when you were working on the truck?
Sitting in the truck.
They didn't get out?
No, they didn't need to get out. It was a quick fix. We just had to put power steering fluid
in. Okay. All right. Well, Arizona and 8th Street is only a few hundred feet from the area where Michael was last seen.
No, it's probably like, I don't know, like 1/10 of a mile. But even still, I don't know how or why he would even be seen in our neighborhood when he lives completely on the other side of the subdivision. So I don't, or the other side of it in a different neighborhood. He doesn't even live in the subdivision. From what I understand, I don't know.
The first thing that stuck out to me was how long Stacey thought about Brooks saying the intersection of 8th and Arizona Street was only a few hundred feet from where Michael was last seen. A few hundred, to me, means 300. So that would be 300 feet. And Stacey says, quote, no. And then he says, quote, like 1/10 of a mile. Now, I'm not smarter than a 5th grader, so I had to Google how many feet are in a mile. Leave me a comment if you didn't know either, so I don't feel so bad. So there's 5,280 feet in a mile. 1/10 of a mile is 528 feet. Now, that's almost double the distance that Brooke said. So does Stacey know the exact spot that Monkey was abducted? Closest spot that I could find of Monkey's last documented known location was between his own yard and the corner of 8th and Arizona. Now, rumor has it, since I haven't heard law enforcement state this myself, the dogs lost Monkey's scent at the corner of 8th and Arizona. So what is he talking about? 1/10 of a mile, 528 feet away from the corner of 8th and Arizona. What is he talking about? The second thing that stuck out to me was that Stacey was saying that he didn't understand how or why Monkey would be seen in his subdivision because he lives on the complete other side of the subdivision or neighborhood. It seemed to me that Stacey was trying his best to distance Monkey and his house. In my opinion, allegedly, Stacey's house is a 2-minute drive from where the Vaughans live. They're in the same area. When I look at this map, I would call this all one neighborhood. And I did get on Google and I did a drive-through from Stacey's house, Stacey and Sarah's house, where Brandon and Adrian were also living at the time. And I drove, in air quotes, down the road from Stacey's house out of the neighborhood. And I showed 8th and Arizona. I showed the exact spot where I believe Stacey was saying that he pulled over to put power steering fluid in the truck. Now, he said he was putting power steering fluid in the truck when he and Sarah and Brandon were leaving on July 27th, 2021 to go to Kuna to Brandon's mom's house to pick up his vehicle that needed towed back to the Wondra's house. At first, he said it was around 5:30 p.m. on the 27th.
Approached Sarah and I because he had been asking for a little while, but he wanted Sarah and I to help him go get his vehicle from Kuna, which was parked at his mom's house. So about when it started getting dark, probably 5:30, 5:45, somewhere around the end of the 5 o'clock hour, we all got ready and got into the Sierra, the red burgundy truck.
Then he changed it. You know, he's done many, many interviews, and I haven't seen them all, but I've seen bits and pieces of some of them. He changed it to the early 6 o'clock hour.
Okay, what time do you remember being on Arizona and 8th Street when you were putting power steering fluid? And I'm not a mechanic, as you know. We talked today about my truck.
I would say probably early 6 o'clock hour. Early 6 o'clock hour, like between 6 and 6:15, easy.
Then when he was on Justin's live stream on Justin for All, he said, I know this is going to sound bad, but it was between 6:30 and 7.
Okay. So I'd say, it's going to sound stupid, but going back to the timestamps, I would say 6:30 or 7 is when we left.
When you left.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you leave at 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And you guys are making a trip from Fruitland
Correct.
to
Kuna.
Kuna.
Law enforcement believes that Michael was abducted sometime between 6:40 p.m. and 7 p.m. The exact same time that Stacey just put himself, his wife, soon to be ex-wife, Sarah, and their ex-buddy, Brandon, in a vehicle, in a truck together, just feet away from Michael's house. And they crossed that intersection of 8th and Arizona on their way out of the neighborhood. And he says that Monkey was last seen 1/10 of a mile from that corner. How would he know that? Please help me understand this. That's all for this video, but I am positive that I am going to have more videos about Stacey soon. He made his rounds on at least 5 different channels, most of which he was on multiple times. Stacey doesn't realize how many mistakes he made. If you tell the truth, your story stays the same. Stacey never told the same story twice. So make sure that you're subscribed. Ring-a-ding my bell, because my next video will be one that you will not want to miss. I have so many questions for Mr. Wondra already, and I've only watched 2 of his interviews in full. Smooch the thumbs up if you haven't already, if you want to see more videos like this one, and I cannot wait to read your comments. I hope you can help me understand. Did Stacey slip? Did he? Do you think he did? Do you think he just told on himself? So I'm going to say this in hopes that Stacey is listening to this video. I hope you have the kind of day that karma feels you've earned. And to everybody else, be kind and make a difference in someone's day by flashing them your beautiful smile. Till next time, I love you bunches.
All right. Well, Arizona and 8th Street is only a few hundred feet from the area where Michael was last seen.
No, it's probably like, I don't know, like 1/10 of a mile. But even still, I don't know how or why he would even be seen in our neighborhood when he lives completely on the other side of the subdivision. So I don't, or the other side of it, in a different neighborhood. He doesn't even live in a subdivision, from what I understand. I don't know.